Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I want to thank the McCorvey family, Scout leadership, for allowing me to have this great opportunity to be part of this occasion this afternoon. It's truly a blessing. It's been my privilege to be part of the Boy Scouts of America and to have worked with so many families, so many youth, and so many leaders. And I'm was honored to serve as the Chambers District Commissioner, supporting over 2,700 Scouts and 800 leaders. But my greatest joy was serving as a Cub Master for Pike 505 and having the fun that's Cub Scouting. In the Scout Leaders blog, Brian on Scouting, it states that only 6% of eligible Scouts attain the rank of Eagle. But this number is even lower than it was in the early 1900s when it was just a little over 1%. Still, 6% is a very low number. It's low due to the fact that the Boy Scouts of America set the standards high for the rank of Eagle. Maybe more so due to the fact that as the older the boy gets, he's introduced to even more activities. And as he gets older, that challenge of being self-disciplined and staying focused on the prize gets much harder. Quentin, given those odds, reaching the pinnacle of scouting, achieving the rank of Eagle is a true testimony to your efforts and dedication to the program, and moreover, a testimony of your parents' love for you and their dedication to your future. And lastly, a testimony to the spirit of scouting in your leaders and your fellow Scouts. Quentin, we take great pride this afternoon in honoring you for making Eagle, but know that it's not done just by your own efforts, but by the combined efforts of many other people. Now, what I'd like to do is just take everybody back in time just a little bit. Quentin, you joined Pike 505, sponsored by the Mount Olive Baptist Church in Arlington, Virginia, as a Tiger Cub, only 6 years old. Nearly 10 years ago, on a fateful Friday evening, I had the distinct pleasure of meeting the McCorvey family, Quentin Sr, Stephanie, and Quentin II. I recall that Quentin Jr was affectionately called Bear. As each boy joined the Pike, barely able to sit in one place for no more than a couple of minutes, I had visions of a young boy one day transformed into a poised young man and ready to take on the world. And as we used to say in Cub Scouting, ready for any old thing. It was no different for you, Quentin. It was my desire for him and each boy to move through the Cub Scout ranks and achieve air of light, then cross over to a Boy Scout troop and go down that trail to Eagle. But as we know, only a choice few will become Eagles. Cub Scouting prepares youth for Boy Scouts, where it's really about having fun while not realizing that you're learning valuable life lessons. And we had some big fun in Pike 505. We had some great summer campouts, and I still have visions of Quentin Sr, who was recently retired from the U.S. Army, pitching tents and helping with camp setup. I can remember our long campfire conversations about just life in general. And as a den leader, I could always depend on Stephanie to conduct some great den meetings and to have those Pike meeting snacks ready to go. And as the Pike family Friends of Scouting coordinator, Stephanie's efforts contributed greatly, and we had one of our most outstanding fundraising drives with her leadership. Just before the family moved to Montgomery, Alabama, I had surgery on my knee. And the Army made sure that I had the best physical therapist possible. And it was a pleasure and pleasantly surprised to have Stephanie assigned as my therapist. Well, Quentin rose through the ranks of Cub Scouts and achieved Bobcat, Tiger, Wolf, and also Bear Cub before moving. Quentin, As a member of Pike 505, along with your parents' support in making the Pike go, you made Pike 505 one of the best pikes in the Chambers District. Much of my success rising through the district and the council leadership can be attributed to your tenure to my tenure as Cub Master, with you as a member, Quentin Sr. and Stephanie supporting me, and I thank all of you for that. Much emphasis today, and it always seems to be placed on attaining the rank of Eagle Scout, and rightly so. However, what I came to learn as a Scout leader is the fun and the journey through Scouting. That's most important. Learning the skills in Scouting and living the values, regardless of the highest rank achieved, that's important. And enjoying that journey. It's the camaraderie, the fellowship, and friendship established. That's important. All part of the journey. And during the journey, we trust that the values of Scouting sets in. Integrity, being honest, trustworthy, and loyal. Respect, having self-respect and respect for others. Care, supporting others and taking care of this world that we live in. Belief, being willing to explore our faiths, beliefs, and attitudes. And lastly, cooperation, working with people to make a positive contribution. These values were embedded in the Scout Oath and the Scout Law. And Quentin, when I look at you, I see a fine young man who's the epitome of these values. Poised and ready for the world, ready for any old thing. Now, I have to look up to see you, and your voice is lower than mine. As a matter of fact, when I received a call from Quentin asking me to write an Eagle recommendation letter, I still wasn't sure who I was speaking with. His voice certainly had changed, but I still see the young boy on that Friday evening, rambunctious and excited about being a Cub Scout. And I can still see us in the music room singing songs, rolling cars down the Pinewood Derby track. I can still hear the cheers and me doing my favorite thing, audience participation. They were beautiful memories of days gone by that we'll continue to cherish as this day becomes one that we'll cherish and remember with great pride. Quentin, it was my honor to be your Cub Master, and it brings great joy to my heart. To you, you still call me Cub Master Brown. It was a great honor when you asked me to write that Eagle Scout recommendation letter for you, and an ultimate honor when you asked me to be your guest speaker today. And I thank you for that very much. Quentin, regardless for this great achievement, I encourage you, your fellow Scouts, to continue to strive for Eagle and to enjoy the journey. Now, I want everybody just to think back on a couple of my previous words about what this great program called Scouting does, transforming youth into decent men and women, and also the words about a much younger Quentin coming to his first Cub Scout meeting and the Cub Master's vision, a vision that could have easily not been realized. With all that said, I want you just now to leave you with a couple related quotes. One from Hollywood, the 60s science fiction TV series Outer Limits, that I kept in my memory banks for 54 years. And one from the great Greek philosopher and playwright, Sophocles, from the Outer Limits. The mold of a man stems from the mind of a child. And from Sophocles, one must wait until the evening to see how splendid the day has been. And I say to you, Quentin, and to you, Stephanie, to you, Quentin Sr., that the wait was very much worthwhile. Thank you.
All right.